drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day that's doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem is, if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. Sup guys, welcome to Ruin an Hour, the place you can talk about addiction, sobriety, depression, anxiety, balance in life. We usually do these every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but we have a special guest that came by, Hollow Dawn.
Yes.
He was nice enough to cruise by, and I'm actually going to New York in like an hour or two, so it will be live tomorrow at 5 p.m., but the logo will just be live because I'm going to be shooting stuff. So I'll just have the logo live, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves in the chat. I might pop in if I get a chance, but I'm shooting some face-offs tomorrow, so I don't think it'll be available to really get on camera. But today we're going to kind of talk about Hollow. He put out a sobriety challenge recently, and he's been in the process of quitting an addiction, and he's also going to answer any questions you guys have, and we can just treat it like a regular session. So.
Yes, sir. And when I say the sobriety challenge, it's not just drugs, alcohol. It's also your phone, food, gambling. It's a lot of other things. You know, it could be as simple as, a show you watch that's keeping you from your goals. So it's more about achieving these goals before the year is up.
Yeah, word. That's what you were talking about, like basically when addiction has control over you and it gets in the way of your goals.
Yeah.
And that can be anything. That could be, people always attribute addiction as like, oh, drugs. You mean
For
drugs,
sure.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of other addictions. People can be addicted to food. They can be addicted to sex. They can be addicted to alcohol.
Exactly.
So it's like kind of everything that takes precedent over your needs, over your goals, over your life. So what made you want to like do the sobriety challenge?
Just putting the pressure on myself to publicly go out there. And I haven't dropped the first blog yet, but it's like that's how much pressure it is. I got to make sure I'm 100% ready.
Yeah.
Because we can't play with this, you know what I mean? I got to be all in.
Yeah.
So that was something to challenge myself and challenge the people and also make them realize this addiction just ain't drugs, like you said. You know, it's other stuff like porn, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like a list of things we could go.
Yeah, for real. So that's kind of good that you open up the space to not just being like, stop smoking cigarettes or stop like drinking alcohol. It's like whatever you are addicted to, it's time to put a stop to that.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
Sure.
So like you wanted to talk about like the beginning stages of kind of like entering in.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to touch on the triggers I was noticing, like if I'm used to like riding around listening to certain type of music while I'm smoking, why wouldn't that trigger that same feeling to make me want to do that? So then I was like, damn. So I spent the day listening to like more soothing music, more laid back music, and I realized how the urges wasn't there. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh shit, so this is one of the triggers I didn't realize is the music.
Yeah, establishing what actually triggers you is really important when you're trying to like first stop, especially like it's referred to in like AA and like all the other programs as like your inner circle, and that's like your addiction, and then your outer circle is the things that you can do that have no triggers. So if like going to a bar is triggering for an alcoholic, it would be like a non-triggering outer circle activity is taking a hike, where it's like super far away. So it's like for you, it's like music, certain type of music triggers you, you know? So avoiding that is really good. But it's also like kind of like, it sucks because it's probably a little problematic where like a certain type of music is triggering for you. So it's like you just have to stay away from that type. You listen to music.
Yeah, I mean, I even think once I'm so deep in it as to maybe like a month or two, it'll be like a total different type of energy where I can control it enough to be like, all right, I still don't have the urge to move backwards now. So just at the beginning, I feel like I gotta catch them triggers, and then the food was another one. Like the food did it for me.
So bad food or just food in general?
Bad food.
Okay.
Yeah, because I realized when I eat healthy, I don't get the urges of itis and
Yep.
a lot of other stuff.
Yep.
So obviously the bad food like was connected for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. But you're a pretty healthy person regardless. I
Mm-hmm.
remember like we've had a lot of discussions about how you like just try to kind of stay clear of meat. You're not really a vegetarian, but you try to like, you know, have that diet in general. So it seems like you're pretty healthy regardless, but we all slip up, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And it could be as good as like me not eating, but me eating like some bag of chips or
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's, some ice
Yeah.
cream. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Like shit just triggers a lot, and we don't know how everything connects to, like, you know what I mean? Like me drinking this coffee right now, I don't drink coffee, but he has some. I smelled it every once in
Yeah.
a blue moon. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? At my aunt's house out. So I was like, yeah, let me get a little bit. I could get addicted to coffee and be drinking coffee for the next 10 years,
Yep.
and whatever happened like around today will be like a trigger.
trigger.
So if I was to like see Ben 5 years from now when I
Yeah.
quit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, shit'll really remind me of that first time I had coffee and fell in love with it.
For real. It's
You
like
know
the
what I mean?
nostalgia for I've had like triggers for me have even come down to like scents. Like smells will trigger me.
Got you. Hell
You
yeah.
know? And I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
fuck, that's like triggering to like smell
Yo.
that soap or something like that, you know?
I think any of the senses. I think to hear about it, to smell, to see, to taste it,
Yeah.
any of the senses is gonna trigger it.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, that like the first like couple like even the first week is always like the roughest when trying to quit everything because it's like it's like even the first day it's like a struggle, you know, if it's a hard addiction. But you know, after that, at least for me, it got like really easy, and it's kind of like I attribute it a lot to running. Because for me personally, running is hardest in the first like 20 minutes. But when
Gotcha.
you get past that, you just get in this fucking groove where it's actually easy. Like I'll
Yeah.
breathe harder the first 20 minutes than at 50 minutes. I'm just like fucking coasting and like gliding pretty
So
much.
it's a mental game. right?
It's all mental for sure. And then it's like just getting past that week or that day even is like
Yeah.
the hard part. And then when you find your groove, you're setting it because you have like this time stored. You're like, oh, I have a week where I haven't done this, you know. Then it's like you have 2 weeks. Like for me, I haven't drank in like a year and like 2 months, you know. So I have like this time stored. It's like keeping me secured there, you know.
Fire. Yeah, I definitely know the first, cause I'm still, like I said, my maximum sober level is probably 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm still back and forth in the early stage. That's why I feel like people could relate to me.
For sure.
Because I'm not even up here like I defeated it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm still battling.
Totally.
And so as far as like at the beginning, like one thing I learned that I heard in AA that my aunt used to always go there and is like one day at a time, they always say, and I really be just looking what I got to do the next day
Yeah.
and plan my day out. I feel like if you don't have a day planned and you know, a structure of like how
Yeah.
you gonna go about that day and how you gonna do it. If you're just freestyling the day like, all right, I'm gonna wake up, figure it out,
Yeah.
you'll probably end up, you know what I mean, doing what you don't want to do.
Yeah, for real.
So
Yeah.
that's like deep.
They talked about that in AA too. When I went there, it was like I remember people talking about like what they do all day,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of like almost like, man, do you guys even have jobs? Like,
Yeah.
like they're just like I wake up and they have like what are those like beads called? Like it's almost like the crosses.
Rosaries?
Yeah, well, it's like something like a rosary, but they like do that and they say the Serenity Prayer. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like grant God. It's heavily based in religion, which is
Forgive me
what.
from earth as
No. It's something like grant me the power to know that I can't control certain things, and what I can control.
what they say in the AA meeting.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
I'm
about.
butchering it right now. I
It's
forgot it.
understandable.
But it's good. But like he wakes up, says that. But yeah, his day was all about avoiding his addiction, like everything down to like when he goes to sleep. That's how like powerful it is. And like when you first try to stop something, you don't even think about that. You're like, yeah, I'll just stop. You know?
exactly.
It's easy.
Do you think that's possible though? Well, it's clearly possible, but what do you think the chances or percentages of just cold turkey, doing it on your own rules, you know what I mean?
Not good, man. I mean, like I quit drinking like 2 years ago for like 100 days, but it was like bullshit. I was like, I just stopped. I was like white knuckling the whole time. Like, I want to make it to 100 days, and then I started drinking again, and like it just snowballed into drinking harder. I think you can do it without a program because that's what I've done this time. But I've changed my lifestyle like night and day, you know?
Gotcha.
So it's like to break any cycle, you have to change something dramatically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the best advice I give people, like anybody that with addiction or wants to change. Is like you have to change what you consume from the eyes, the mouth, the ears. So
Yep.
that's the people you see, you're around, the people you listen to, the music you listen to, the TV shows you watch. Like you have to change as much as possible to change your outlook and to change your urges and to change, your interests.
Yeah.
And there's all what you consume.
Yep. Because you have an addiction and it is directly, it could be genetic based and all that, but it
You
also
think so?
is Yeah, maybe. I mean, I
don't
think
think so.
You don't think so?
That's a good conversation to have, though.
Yeah, I don't believe one way or another. I'm saying
Gotcha.
that I could see it being genetic, maybe,
Gotcha.
because happiness is genetic too.
Yeah.
Happiness is like I think something like 75% genetic,
Okay.
and other percentages is like situations and your own willpower. But addiction does relate to your surroundings. So what you're saying
For
is
sure.
true. Like if you don't change anything about what you're doing, and you're just like, I'm gonna stop smoking, I'm gonna stop drinking. It's like it's gonna be a fucking uphill battle for sure.
But so we're talking to them on here. I'm saying like changing what you're looking at on the phone. Mm-hmm. You want your algorithms to change on your Instagram.
Yeah.
You want to like reset shit and you want to look at different shit. You know what I mean? Like don't treat everything like, oh, okay, I can quit this addiction and still hit the same joints, be at the same club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drive the same music and
Yep.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's possible either. I mean, I definitely don't, unfortunately, hang out with the same people I used to.
Yeah.
I don't like do what I used to do on the weekends at all. Like I don't operate at battle events like I used to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like very different for me.
Gotcha,
You know,
gotcha.
so what you're saying is very true. But yeah, chat. If you guys have anything to ask Hollow, feel free. We're
Yes,
here.
sir.
We're
My
here to
boy
talk.
Derek is in here. What up, boy?
Amy asks, would either of you call yourselves otherwise depressive in any way? And if not, would you say depression clouded your life at any step?
I only had signs of depression like early on, like probably right after 106 in Park, like '08, and that's because I didn't have no real direction in my life. I feel like when you know where you're going, you know what I mean, that makes you more confident in other areas to help others, to
Yeah.
be able to. But that, and on top of that, just creating. I'm like spoiled in the creative era where some people work at jobs, they work hard for 10, 12 years and they're not creating nothing. They're just typing in numbers and helping, whatever the process is for their corporation.
Yep.
So you must create. You have a void there, whether you write poetry, whether you do stuff on the weekend as far as creating. You want to create, give back to nature, to the world. Like, I don't want to keep rambling, but it's so much stuff that you can do to be as depression free as possible.
Yeah.
Because nobody's just, doesn't have any problems or never goes through it.
Yeah. Word.
But I've been spoiled, I think, in a category of creating, so I haven't dealt with a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, like, we exist in a field, an artistic field where we have so much gratitude being thrown at us all the time. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
we do one thing creatively and people are like, you're the best, you're the GOAT. Like,
sure.
every video I post, people are like, Avocado's the GOAT,
It's a
every
confidence
time.
booster.
Yeah, it's seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah, word. Thank everybody.
Motherfucker.
But I think about that, like specifically, like my ex-girlfriend owns a children's clothing store. And owning a business, as you know, is not always fucking perfect.
For sure.
And it's not always profiting. And that's all people want to hear. Like, how is your clothing
Yeah.
line going? And they want to hear you be like, yeah, I'm making like millions and
Yeah,
100K.
yeah.
But like sometimes it's not the case. It's just breaking even. And that's success in my eyes. But I think about people that go to work and work like their asses off every day, and there's nothing like that. Like no
Yeah.
gratuity being, or like people like basically like filling your life with positivity like we have,
At all.
So I'm super thankful for that and blessed
all.
for that. So I can definitely see like,
But it goes hand in hand because they're not creating to put a theory on it. Let's say at their job they were able to think of new ideas for like their company's bills or their company's the way they allocate funds.
Yeah.
their services, and it's like, oh, Alexa, I don't know why I thought Alexa, but but like, let's say just Alex, like, yo, this week that new idea you thought of, yo, it's working amazing. You know what I mean? But they have no freedom to create nothing new at their job or there to get that response back.
Yeah.
And it's all about being able to create. Some create and keep it inside, and they still never get that response back because they never let nobody know.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're at least creating something, and then like you said, if you put it out there and then you get the response, I feel like that builds confidence to know that, yo, I'm working towards something. I got stuff going on.
Yeah.
You never want to feel like, okay, another day. Like if somebody shoots me tonight, it'll be like they might find me a week later. You know what I mean? Like you got to feel important. And somebody like I was listening to, I think it was Earl Nightingale, and he said everybody's the most important person in the world to them.
Yeah.
And what if we made people feel like that? Or what if, you treated a person like that?
Yeah.
Because in their mind, they are the most important person in the world.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Definitely true.
So.
That's hella true. And I think that I forgot what I was reading about, like, ways to cope with anxiety. And it was like, be of need to somebody else. Because everybody needs to be of need to somebody, to something, to
For
somebody.
sure.
It's like whether it's like your family or like your significant other or like even more, deeper than that, like where you're like volunteering for the homeless or something like that. And like also like doing good for other people is like a really, really good way to knock yourself out of some sort of depression. You know?
Doing something like you're still creating there, because if you're doing something good, you got to think of how I'm gonna get these clothes, and you're creating an idea, making it happen, and executing.
Yep.
And I was reading something. That's why I was just saying I didn't want to ramble, but you made me think of it again. I think it's called the Acorn Law, and it's like if you're trying to manifest stuff in your life, and you got stuff going on, you want to go give back to nature. You want to clean up the park. You want to do certain stuff because that energy you're putting out is going. So if you believe in energy, like of the world, and that shit's gonna come back because you're giving it straight to the nature, like Mother Nature. Like, so for you to go in the woods and do something like cut some shit down or help some tree, that shit comes back tenfold. But most people that don't believe in that shit, like, that shit don't work for you because you don't believe in it.
Yeah, or you're not practicing it.
That's
like
if you don't
the
believe
big
it,
case.
definitely. But yeah, I read that and I was like, yeah, that's dope because we already be on that wave of giving back to it.
Yeah.
But I said, oh yeah, I got to tap in more to the earth.
Yeah, for real. That's cool. I've never heard that, the Acorn Law. That's dope. That's super dope.
Let's get to these questions though, because I know I've seen a few from my peripheral. Stop. Let me see. I appreciate y'all shouting out other types of addictions like food for sure.
Yo, Alberto completed 3 months of no drinking.
That's dope. That's huge.
Congrats, man. 3 months is big.
That's huge. Definitely got to try to cut another addiction. It's so many of them. That's why I said the sobriety challenge is we trying to get 2 at a time. 2 at a time. So.
Do you want to get in this one?
The advice dealer. Man, I definitely don't even feel reputable enough to give advice on that.
I mean, you don't have to be the expert, but
okay. But his mom's he's going through it.
So Tony, any advice for somebody watching their mom go through drug, alcohol, and gambling addiction? Because I'm honestly at a loss at this point. I have no idea what to do after 2 years of it. So she's been addicted to all those things for 2 years, or has it been longer than that? Or maybe it's just been heightened in the last 2 years.
One thing I could say for sure is when something's not working, you don't never want to give up. You just want to try a new strategy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's just the wall there to see how bad you really want it. I would definitely go back to the drawing board and surprise her, keep her on her toes. Where she's like, oh, Antonio's doing this now? And, you want to be like, yo, Mom, I'm fed up. You want to, so definitely try a new strategy. I wouldn't say nothing extreme, but something that's going to be like, okay, I'm tired of doing this. I feel like it's helping your addiction or it's hurting it. So definitely go back to the drawing board and don't give up, Mom. Dukes is worth it.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like, what is it? Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition
Yeah,
of insanity.
Yeah,
Um,
we all do it.
yeah, we all do it with everything. I still fucking do it to this day. I'm like,
Yeah.
why isn't this working? But yeah, man. I mean, I would suggest obviously the obvious things are like trying to have her go to AA. If not that, you can even go further beyond that. If it's like really endangering her health, is like a sober living space where she can check in and be amongst sober people. And gambling is a pretty rough one too, and I imagine they all link with each other because when she's gambling, she drinks and smokes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like trying to get her out of the inner circle of wanting to gamble all the time, like taking her on hikes, getting her outside, getting her exercise, getting her eating right, you know,
Sure,
like getting her
finding
mind
it
and
out.
soul right first too. And then also beyond that, I would highly suggest for her to go to therapy too. I highly suggest anybody to go to therapy. Everybody, I think it would be great for them to go. But if you're suffering from addiction, trying to find out where that addiction comes from will help you throughout your entire life because then you'll understand that, you know?
Sure. And you know what I most recently did with my mom that was huge is like dig deep and try to find her aspirations, like what makes her heart sing. Like, you know, maybe catch her on a sober tip of one morning when y'all talking good and in good spirits and just be like, yo, like what really makes your heart sing? Like when you was a kid, what you always wanted to do. Or, you know, find out stuff like that and if that maybe think it's something to bring her back there. To try to, you know, get her in better spirits to lift her up and stuff like that.
Yeah, for real, because she could be like, oh, I used to sing, or oh, I
Yeah,
used to like
exactly.
paint, you know, and be like, well, why don't you do it? Like, I'm gonna get you a canvas, and we can just
Exactly.
fucking bullshit, you know?
Yeah, I would just pop up and surprise her with it.
Yep,
Uh,
that's good
but yeah,
advice.
they asked somebody asked that I stop smoking completely. That's not the mission for me because as far as weed, I love weed. I would love to smoke occasionally. So that's the aim is to smoke like, you know, once a week or once every
Casually.
2 weeks. Yeah, like
Yeah.
when I want to take a pull or two, not
Yeah.
sitting here, you know, every day lighting up.
Do you feel like you're addicted to smoking weed, or do you feel
I'm
like it?
addicted to smoking.
Okay,
So whether it's
and that
weed or
leads you.
cig,
Okay,
yeah,
word. I see what you're
exactly.
saying because when you smoke like weed, that makes you want to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that makes sense.
Vice versa.
Because I've never really
Been a smoker.
Well, I've never really seen you like smoke weed a lot, you know, and I'm amongst people that smoke like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
weed,
I'm not.
you know.
I've never been a heavy weed. And even anything I do, like with the lean and stuff, people, you know, always assume like I had an everyday addiction, but I was never even sipping lean every day.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be where I'm at. Like
Yeah.
sipping lean every day, like that takes a toll on you.
for real.
But I've sipped it for enough years where it took a toll on me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
yeah, I've never been like a super everyday addiction. I might go in a spurt of like doing it for like 3-4 days straight. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And then won't do it for like a week, and then you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So that's always been my thing. But weed, I've never been a super heavy 13 blunts a day type of dude.
word. So you're like, I would say you're not really addicted to weed. It's just the act of smoking.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah.
Have you tried maybe like ingesting weed another way? Like,
No, I just gotta like I want to make sure this accomplishment on the chart that I did on my own. So,
okay.
Yeah, this has been a bad I've been battling with for a while now. So
Yeah,
I know I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm as close to the goal as I've ever been.
dope. Hell yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
amazing. Stay off those vapes, of course.
Yeah, I'm not replacing it with no vapes or nothing. I'm just going straight all out for it. So I have my better days when I am clear-minded, clear-headed, not anything.
His Royal Jazzness, how is it navigating the battle rap world with subject matter that is so prevalent in most battles after getting clean?
Well, the subject matter, period, in battle rap is hard to navigate through, whether it's sober or not.
Yeah,
Because
it's pretty volatile.
Yeah, then it's like you're kind of limited because they don't want to hear about topics like sobriety or topics like skating or stuff, you know, that I might have got recently into or have an interest in, or even stuff I've been had an interest in. Like even what Lux do, you know, when he goes into Black Panther mode,
Yeah,
you know, it's not received as much as a punchline or just a regular metaphor.
yeah,
So it's just very difficult either way, honestly, sober or clean, like coming up with that.
yeah. It's tricky to tap into that, but I kind of feel like people do want to hear it, but they like don't
In a
want to.
cool way.
Yeah, in a cool way.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part. It's like making it cool without sounding preachy, you know? Because it's like Averb's third versus Hitman. is a really cool concept, and
For
it's
sure.
really positive too.
For sure.
You know, at the core, and that's like one of the best rounds ever. You know,
Right.
so but then on the flip side, it's like punchlines about guns is tight too. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, that's our job though. That's our job is to push the envelope and
Yep.
get creative.
Word.
Yeah, I got the Root of All Evil one on now.
Where'd you get that hat?
Oh, this my boy from Houston, G Life.
Nice.
Follow G Life in the H Town. Know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so we got one or two more guys. We got a flight, and we got a guy that's loopy here. Okay?
What do you consider your creative process? How do you deal with the pressure of maintaining a level of creative excellence?
Man, that's just always creating a new way of feeling like we're pushing the envelope. Just like the 2-on-2 with me and Lux. Just like my next move coming up. We're just all about pushing the envelope. So when you fall into a pocket of getting content or feeling like this is another day in the job, you
Yeah.
don't want to feel like that.
Yeah,
'Cause
word.
that's where the creative process gets slowed down a little bit. You don't put as much extra time because it's just another day. No, we definitely got to turn up and make sure every time we touch that stage and we up there, it's something special.
I mean, you can even say your approach to being creative is very serious. Like, you know, I remember people making fun of you guys for going to the mountains. You
Yeah,
know,
for
like,
sure.
and who had the crazy performance at the
Yeah,
event.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like it paid off. You know,
No,
your
for sure.
focus paid off heavy.
For sure.
So, yeah, that's really important. What are your thoughts? This is a good one for you because we talked about this before. What are your thoughts about the food we consume and how how can people slowly start to make a lifestyle change in that area of their lives?
This is one thing I've been doing huge on is like I feel like it's a couple things we got to get past first is like the image consciousness
Yeah.
of like how you look because for a long time that had me not wanting to eat so healthy because I'm like I don't want to get skinny, you know, I've been
Yeah.
working out, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, I want to look like,
Yeah.
and I had to get past that enough to be like, you know what I mean, it's about what I put in my body more than how I look, you know what I mean.
Yep.
So for women too, you know, they might want to look a certain way, so they might eat a certain level. Thick is better, my thighs, whatever
Yeah.
they feel,
Yeah.
and they might eat a certain way. So once you get past the image conscious point of like, all right, I don't care how I look, what I put my body is most important.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to decide like what type of diet you want to get on, what's your belief system, whatever, whatever. And I feel like the less the better, cause it's all like
Yeah.
I don't care what you're not growing it yourself, you're not
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
it really.
Yeah.
So one thing I started just less meals and having more in abundance. So I don't do breakfast really. I rather juice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that look real healthy and look good, and they do one meal a day.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I'm on 2 right now,
Uh-huh.
but I've definitely cut out like the breakfast. Like if I do a breakfast, it's gonna be like more later in the afternoon after I did a few things.
Yeah. Word.
Because it slows you down.
Yep. Word up. Yeah, eating healthy is a super big one, man.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
I never smoke or drink. You might be shouted. Devontae, that's good, man. That's good that you took your
Shout out,
experiences
my
there.
boy. Yeah, it's not easy, man. You don't always get the credit, but it's well worth it.
Hell yeah.
Because people always pay attention to, you know, it's like that in families. A motherfucker could be a Harvard A student, and the one that's getting high and fucked up is getting the most attention because they the most troubled. And
Yep.
so you get ignored when you're doing good a lot of times, but that's what come with it. You got to be humble enough to be like, yo, I don't want, like Jim Rohn said, I got to shout out my dudes. They be giving me these jewels. Jim Rohn said a sign of maturity is being able to accomplish a goal without announcing it and getting no type of affirmation, you know what I mean? Or admire, like, are you able to really accomplish something and not announce it?
Yeah.
And never say nothing, and maybe, you
that's
know
hard.
what I mean?
That's
That's
super
a sign
fucking
of,
hard.
maturity, and you
Yeah.
gotta be able to take that high road and be like, yo,
Yep.
I'm not doing this for kudos, I'm not doing this for acknowledgement, I'm really doing this for me.
Yep.
So shout out Dante.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Deviante, nigga, your name was kind of hard to pronounce, baby boy. All right, let's get one last one in.
Oh my
Are you
God.
laughing at what I'm laughing at?
Yeah.
Do you think it's all good to be a functional alcoholic?
It's just an alcoholic at the end of the day.
Yeah,
There's no such
like-
thing as a functional alcoholic.
That's you tricking yourself into thinking you're a better alcoholic than any other type of alcoholic.
Yeah, and so many addicts say that too. They're always like, "Oh, if I could just have been a better addict, I could have like gotten away with it." You know,
that shit don't
it's all
work
like
out.
about getting away with your addiction, and at the end, it's gonna catch up with you. It's gonna fucking catch
For
up with
sure.
you at some point. How do I stay motivated for the gym? I mean, obviously results, how good you feel, and that goes hand in hand with what Ha was talking about with like eating good food. Because once you feel the effects of eating better, when you eat a salad and when you eat fucking McDonald's, there's a stark difference in the aftermath of how you feel. McDonald's, you're gonna feel like fucking shit and regret why you even ate it.
Yeah.
You eat a salad that's like all healthy and good, you're gonna feel great and like full of energy. So I always think about how much better whatever I'm doing is going to make me feel, and like
Exactly.
kind of anything in life, is this going to take me a step closer towards being the person I want to be. So that goes hand in hand with the gym too. Like if I miss the gym, am I going to feel bad? Is it cool for me to take a day off? You know, so that's just how I keep my motivation
And
up.
we're blessed because we got a lot going on.
Yeah,
Like, not everybody has a lot going on.
that's true.
So, some people got a little extra time on their hands. You got to find hobbies. You got to find different ways of getting the stuff just to remain sober and be level-headed enough to stay true to your goal, true to yourself. Don't let the distractions, it's all desires and distractions. See, everything we chasing is a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a feeling,
For
no
real.
matter what. The
It's a high, a buzz.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, it's all a feeling.
And that, I think people are scared of not having that feeling in their life, because I know I was, when I quit drinking, I was like, fuck, life is going to be so boring when I'm not buzzed, you
Yeah.
know? Even like I used to smoke cigars every day. Like when I quit drinking and started smoking cigars, I just traded one addiction for another. And I remember like I did that because I needed some sort of buzz, you know? And you're right. It's like everybody's just chasing that buzz. And once you feel like life is totally cool without a buzz.
Yeah, like a natural high, like a real, like...
Yeah. You feel like you almost got a cheat code. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa, life is cool, you know?
Yeah, for real. You just got to get there. Like you said, you got to get past that week or that 2 weeks.
Yep.
That first hump is hard. I seen a question. He said, do I feel guilty about promoting lean so heavily? And of course I do. Like, who wouldn't? You know what I'm saying? Who would want to be the forefathers like me, Lil Wayne, and who Future? Like, back in like '07, like before people knew what it was, and it's even rappers in the industry, I put on it. And I seen just get hooked on it, and I felt bad, people in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, now that I know what I know, but back then, God bless the child, do no wrong in my eyes when
Yeah.
I was doing it.
Yeah.
But now I got different information.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Would you-
Zans too. They went hand in hand. It's pancakes and syrup. Couldn't do one without the other.
would you ever write a book?
Not about my life, but I was thinking about. Yeah, I was considering it, but not about my life.
Like fiction?
No, about
Oh, nonfiction, I mean.
yeah, about loyalty.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's hella cool. You should totally do that. But yeah, you guys got anything? We're gonna wrap this up. I'll just keep the logo up for like the remaining 40 minutes. I have to like catch a flight, house a dip. You guys got any last questions to ask the Don before we get out of here? He's gonna drop a blog on his sobriety challenge in the coming month. I'm sure he's just kind of waiting
No,
until
in the coming week.
in the coming week. So he's just waiting to get ready, and like he said earlier, like he wants to go in this 100%. So he doesn't want to half-ass this.
For
So
sure.
that's what's.
Could they sub to the my channel? Like, could you
Yeah,
put
yeah.
some,
Tell him where to. Is it Hollow Dawn? Just
LOM.
LOM. Just
Hollow
LOM.
LOM.
Oh, Hollow Dawn LOM.
Yes, I'm a father for sure.
Wait, what did he ask?
How long are you a father?
Word.
Luke, I am your father. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Mark. Same to you.
But yeah, guys. All right. I'm going to. Hidden Label is still there. We actually.
Yeah, we just took some pictures. We cross-brand the hidden label with the lomclothing.com. So just stay on lomclothing.com. You'll see it. We're loopy still.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Have a good day. I will be live tomorrow. Probably not on camera, but I'll have the chat live. So you guys can talk amongst yourself about anything you want. It's a safe spot. I'm just going to leave the logo up for 20 minutes and play this new Mickey Fax song. So,
Talk to him, Mickey.
peace out, guys. Have a great night.
They claim a nigga extra. Never was I breaking under pressure. No sleep. Look in my eyes, they say I'm Uncle Fester. I'm just at my front door waiting on a Tesla. Damn, I thought it was a coup. Haters keep hating, I thought we had a truce. Look at my career and they thought it was a fluke. Shorty put a mouth on me and she thought it was a fluke. Nah, it's just me. You almost called a double team, but it's just D. If you knew better, you would do better. That's for whoever that's stuck in this new era. You know the vibes. I've been looking in the stocks, more opportunities, I'm looking in the yachts. You know what they say, gotta put it in the universe. So I had to give it to you in the verse. Look, I'm just trying to get you motivated. Man, I'm really trying to motivate you. The last thing that I told a hater, baby, thank you for the motivation. Look, man, I'm really trying to motivate you. Celebrate when you know you made it. Don't worry, it ain't overrated. I'm just trying to get you motivated. Simply lemonade, bottle full of mixed liquor. Y'all get on my nerves like a kid's sister. Do a couple deals, they wanna get with you. I signed for 6.
What's up, guys? Figured I'll come back on, hollow out of bounds. But I figured I'd come back live and chat with you guys, just answer any questions you guys have. We could chit-chat about anything. For the remaining 18 minutes. Yeah, let's talk about it. You guys have any thing to talk about? Anything you guys been dealing with this week? Anything at all? Let's talk. I was just playing Mickey Fax. I think it's called Motivated. He sent me the song. I don't know what project it's off of. So it should be coming out soon. But how y'all feeling today? Let me turn this fucking volume up. There we go. Check, check. Cool. Check, check, check. That's a lot better. Alright, cool. My week was great. I had a great week. It was fantastic. Cannot complain. I went to San Diego and filmed a music video with Awkwards and Method Man, and then on Saturday I went to Oakland and filmed a music video with Animal Planet. So expect those out soon. I came back Sunday, and then this morning I got news that I'm flying to New York tonight. And then on Thursday I'm flying to Denver. So it's going to be a busy week for me, for sure. MJ, appreciate that. Shamal, Rumnity and Charlie Eclipse is on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/ruin your day now. Go check that out. It's the only battle rap question I'm going to ask, or I'm going to answer. But yeah, so I'm doing face-offs in New York for the Philly event, Arsenal and Cassidy. Lily 1 or 0. When and how you got involved with battle rap? Okay, I'll answer this question because you donated. It's perfectly fine. I started filming battle rap in around 2008, and I was always just a battle rap fan. I battled in 2000. I was fucking horrible. And yeah, I always just was a huge fan, and I always did film work, and I saw battle videos that came out, and I knew that I could do a better job than what was out, so that's how I got involved. AFC in TP. No problem, man. You can reach out to me whenever you want. His Royal Jazzness, of course, man. Hollow is a good friend. I'm very happy to host him. I'm really glad he came by and talked with y'all. No, Social Assassin. I am going live tomorrow. It's just I'm going to be in New York filming, so I might just have the logo up, and you guys can chat in the chat. But like I said, every Wednesday, no matter what, I'm going to be live, no matter what. So, always going to be live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday. Josh, appreciate you, man. When did you know you finally had enough with drinking and wanted to change it up? So last June, I got out of a relationship That was like, for lack of better terms, I thought it was like the one. I thought I was going to marry this woman, and I got out of it. And because it was a really toxic relationship, it was toxic to her. So I was doing a lot of terrible shit in the relationship. So I got out, and I think for like the first month we were broken up, I drank every day really, really hard. One day I actually like called in from work and checked into a hotel and just drank by myself all day. Like I blacked out. I don't remember a lot of the day. I just drank alone in a hotel. And I think like the real point when I thought that I really needed to stop this was I went live actually on this channel with a battle rapper, and we had been drinking all day, and I was like, let's just go live and like bullshit and talk. And I remember watching the live later on that day and realizing how fucked up I was, and just looking at myself and being like, this isn't who I want to be. I don't want to be this person anymore. I have to change something. And I just said that day, I'm like, I'm going to quit drinking for a year. And that was July like 17th. I forget the date exactly. But that was back in July of last year. So I've been sober for, I think a month or a year and like 2 months. So, but yeah, I can't tell you guys, like every day I'm grateful for sobriety. It's really fucking dope, to say the least. It's really changed my perspective on life in general, and just what you can do. So I actually have met Chesky Ramo, or I haven't met Chesky, but I used one of his songs in a skate video I made in 2001, and I sent him a skate video. It's called Unforeseen Shadows. So I'm a huge fan of Chesky. AFCINTP, still having ups and downs, but it helped me to feel able to start taking the steps I need in order to enjoy a happier existence. Appreciate it, man. That's great. It's fucking wonderful news, dog. Social Assassin, Maddie. I had a very spiritual day and connected with my soul. As odd as it might sound, doesn't sound odd at all. It sounds amazing. It's a great experience. About to crash. All right, Matt. Hope you have a nice night, man. Thanks, Kay. Appreciate that. Appreciate the positivity. Were you feeling like you wanted to stop, if even a little bit, before you actually did? Yeah. I always knew I had a drinking problem. It was just one of those things where I think somebody actually mentioned it in the chat. I thought I was a functioning alcoholic. I always thought I was a really good alcoholic, and I was kind of proud of it, and I joked about it. But it's like one of those things that, it's like besides an alcohol addiction, I have a sex addiction too. I always knew was really fucked up and wrong. But I didn't care because I was like not being held accountable for anything I was doing ever, and I was getting away with my addictions. I was driving drunk all the time, not getting caught. I was getting drunk on here constantly. I was drinking at work. I was like drunk every single weekend. So I was like not being held accountable. So I knew it was a problem. I knew it was a problem forever. And feeling like I wanted to stop, I didn't really ever feel that way. I don't know what clicked in my head. I mean, I think obviously it was like me and my ex-girlfriend breaking up. That was like the real push to, or call to action, that I needed to change my life and get my life together. So yeah, that's kind of Josh, I appreciate that, man. I was addicted to pain pills for a long time, but I've been clean 3 years now, and now I just want to focus on my self-work and taking care of my beautiful 5-year-old daughter. Man, Satino, that's amazing, dude. I actually really wish I had kids now. I have like extreme baby fever, which is like so odd for a guy to say, but I do. I have real big baby fever right now. I'm kind of envious of like my friends who are married and about to have kids, because I'm like 35 and I'm single, sober, still in love with my ex-girlfriend. But yeah, like, so congrats on that, man. Congrats on the sobriety and your 5-year-old daughter. That's amazing, man. I feel I'm no alcoholic, but I want to drink more because I have nothing else to drink. I don't like soda. Is that bad? So you want to drink alcohol because you have no liquid to drink? Just drink water, man. All I drink every day is water, and I'll tell you that I feel healthier than anybody in the fucking world. I don't drink coffee anymore. I quit that on the show, actually. And yeah, I would suggest you to drink a gallon of this a day and tell me you don't have enough to drink, because I doubt you can finish a gallon of this a day. Just try it. You'll feel amazing. You'll be peeing like a maniac, but it's fucking great. Drink a ton of it. Scotty, love you, dog. Thank you. Does your ex know you're doing better? Yes. I'm still really good friends with my ex-girlfriend. I actually saw her today. I see her probably once a week. And we have a good relationship. We're really good friends still. We have a really healthy relationship. Any advice on trying to fix relations ruined from substance abuse? I would say that my biggest advice to somebody that's trying to fix a relationship that you caused trauma in, like myself, is that you're not allowed to tell the other person that it's okay. You have to let the other person want to be in your life, and all you can do is learn from your mistakes and not repeat them, and learn that you did something really wrong, and just try to be a better person, honestly. And you can't force somebody to be in your life. If somebody doesn't want to be in your life at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do to make them want to be in your to want to be in your life and to be in your life. You have to know that you have no control over people's feelings, and to just accept that. And it kind of goes even deeper to you accepting that you have no control over the whole entire world even. A+, maybe in the future. I don't know. That would be that'd be pretty crazy, but I don't know. Maybe. Any advice for unhealthy eating habits? I said earlier with Hollow, if you think you have unhealthy eating habits, just take note of how bad you feel after you eat food. If you eat like a tub of ice cream, you're not going to feel good. You're going to probably feel not that great afterwards. So just concentrate on what food actually makes you feel like when you're eating it, and think more about food, less for taste, and more about it for use. Like, what is this food actually giving you? You know, nutrients. Is it like giving me energy? Is it powering my muscles? You know, like stuff like that, rather than like, I'm going to eat a burrito because it tastes really good. I'm going to eat McDonald's because it tastes. When you start focusing on taste, it gets too much similar into like almost an addiction, where you're only like living for the feeling of taste and you're not actually like being healthy. So I would say focus on how good you feel after you consume the food. Do I have trouble sleeping? I actually don't have any trouble sleeping. Sometimes I have nightmares and it like wakes me up, but that's like anybody. You have nightmares and sure. But I actually have no trouble sleeping, and I sleep really hard. Like every single night I crash. But I know a lot of people have trouble sleeping, and there's a lot of ways around that. I would suggest reading. Reading's a big one. I always get hella tired when I read. So trying to read before you fall asleep. Trying to watch TV to fall asleep, I would say is a very bad thing, because you'll get sucked down a wormhole and probably won't fall asleep. What's up, Pixie? Any advice for staying consistent in the gym? Kind of go along the same lines as what I said about eating good. Focus on how good you'll feel after you go to the gym. I know the hardest part about going to the gym for a lot of people is just getting your foot in there. Focus on how good you'll feel after you do it. It's a guarantee you will feel better after going to the gym than if you don't go or before you went. Every single time I go to the gym afterwards, I feel a million times better. That's like probably one of the biggest spikes I get in my day is after going to the gym. I feel like I accomplished something. I feel healthier. I feel a lot better. If I don't go to the gym, it sometimes doesn't feel like that. Oftentimes doesn't feel like that. So getting that consistency is kind of the same way you do anything in life and you fit in a groove. You just have to keep doing it and keep going back and keep staying focused on it and thinking about how good you'll feel afterwards, how good you'll feel when you exercise. I didn't use any professional help to stop drinking. I've been to AA before, but I've talked about this before. It just really wasn't for me. It's a great program and it helps a lot of people, but I just didn't really resonate with the program in itself, and mainly the religion part of it was what I really didn't resonate with. But yeah, I actually didn't use any professional help besides going to therapy. I went to therapy, but that was, not just for my drinking addiction. It was for a lot of other stuff. And I suggest everybody to go to therapy in general to help themselves with anything they're going through life. I think even if you don't feel like you have problems, I feel like you'll go to therapy and you'll find something that will improve your daily life. I feel like it's so great to do that. One downside is, and it's why I haven't gone in probably like 6 months, is that therapy is really expensive. It's very expensive. It's a luxury. So if you have the financial ability to go to therapy, I would suggest it. And I think it would greatly help you trying to stop any addiction, get through any anxiety, deal with depression, cope with anything in your life. Therapy is a great tool to use. I used to go to therapy once a week, and then I kind of cut back to once every 2 weeks. And then when I was fucking up, I was going once a month. So I think the good thing is once a week. It's super good. Yep, and I stopped smoking as well. I used to smoke a cigar a day. When I quit drinking, I started smoking cigars a bunch to like get another thing to give me a buzz. And my father recently got diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and he's kind of the reason why I started smoking cigars in the first place. We like bonded over smoking cigars. So I quit smoking cigars, so not only would I not smoke cigars anymore because it's very bad for you, but also that he wouldn't have an excuse to want to smoke cigars with me. So, and I felt a lot better for it. One book I recommend is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I'll check that out. I've never heard of it before. That's really dope. Thank you, Em. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's good. I'm actually going to see them in 2 days. I go back to try to like encourage a healthy lifestyle because, a lot of my issues and my addictions are very similar to my father's. We both have like the same crazy work ethic, and we both have the same addictions, to be honest. I just kind of have learned to cope with mine. So his stress management is still pretty bad. So I just go back to kind of like make sure he's focusing on that. Artesian, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you, Hannibal. Just anecdotally, I found that a lot of snacking was in time where I wasn't actively engaging in anything else. Doing something I was actually interested in filled up that time nicely. That's very true. You snack when you're bored. When you're watching TV, you just tend to fucking snack. I actually don't own a TV. There's a TV in the studio, but it's not mine, and I never watch it. And I only really use it to watch sports, which is football now. So, yeah. Oh man, his royal jazzness. I'm sorry to hear about your father. AFib and hypertension. Yeah, I think my dad had AFib too. But I'm sorry to hear, man. That's rough. It's not easy. Do I ever experience sleep paralysis, and do you know what causes it? I don't. I actually have no experience with sleep paralysis at all. But you guys, it's been an hour. I have to take an Uber to the airport right now, so I'm gonna send you guys off. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Scotty, congrats on the 2 months. That's incredible. Appreciate it. You're amazing. And yeah, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that'll be like 9 o'clock in New York. And I might be able to go live. I might be able to do it from my hotel. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.